today. And Evan Northrop, how are you doing today?
Doing great, great. I'm so happy to be here with everyone.
I know. And introduce yourself to the world.
Well, okay, I can start. I'm Evan Northup. I am right here in the middle of Washington, D.C., in our little town home that we're trying to shore up this 892 house, 1892. And so lovely to be here with Gail talking about things that we spent our career on.
That's right. And Evan is one of our wonderful consultants, and she's out in the field holding our clients' hands and encouraging them to success. Right, Evan?
Absolutely. It's a real great joy. We have so many great clients who are embarking on fundraising growth plans and capital campaigns and talking about the culture of philanthropy. So we're here to support all along the way.
Well, wonderful. And today we're going to talk about a pain point. This is our series of major gift fundraising pain points that we're doing the entire month of August. And don't forget, we're going to go on LinkedIn Live every Wednesday in the month of August to bring you another pain point so we can gnash our teeth and complain, but also get some solve the problems of the pain points, right, Evan?
Absolutely. We don't want to just talk about challenges, but really what we can do to find those solutions.
That's right. And major gift fundraising is complicated. And it's art and it's science, and you're dealing with donors who are recalcitrant or non-responsive. What do we do when we have a non-responsive donor, Evan? And I love the idea of ghosting. Can we turn a ghost story into a success story? What do you think?
I know. I mean, it's something we all have dealt with when all of a sudden you think you're doing great things, you're having good conversations and good meetings, and then all of a sudden someone disappears. It's the horror story of both the personal and the professional lives.
I know, like how many times have I mean, I'm speaking for myself. I have beat my head against the wall
Yep.
with the donor who would not respond, and they are like the perfect prospect. I know they fit the profile of the perfect donor, and I know they're going to be perfect, but they're not responding.
No, and you take it personally because what did you do wrong and how did this all happen? And it's really difficult to kind of get to the point where you're understanding why someone would just walk away.
That's right. And also, if what if they're on your top prospect list? And what
Oh,
if
and
you're hoped for a gift from them before the end of the fiscal year to meet your metric goal? What do you think, Evan?
well, then you're dealing with pressure from everyone else at the same time. You have your own internal pressure. So today we're going to be talking about things you can do to mitigate that kind of gloom and doom feeling when someone ghosts you in the middle of the night, but how we're going to figure it out together.
That's right. That's right. If you're just joining us, and I hope you are, Evan Northup and I are going to chat about what to do when a donor ghosts you.
Yeah.
A huge pain point in major gift fundraising, and we are going to help you solve the problem. So, Evan, when we were thinking about talking about this topic, by the way, everybody, we had a lot of fun coming up with our top 10 pain points for major gift fundraising. If you want us to do another pain point, let us know. And if you have any pain of your own, please enter it in the comments under our LinkedIn video.
Yeah, we'll be able to see it in our chat. We'll be able to answer them for you live.
Yeah, yeah. And so, Evan, you mentioned taking it personally. And I think we're all human, and the donor was so friendly and all of a sudden the donors disappeared. How do people feel when taking it personally?
It's really hard, right? I mean, what our main job is to form relationships. That's what we're best at. And first and foremost, we're all human. And sometimes that means a donor can disappear for good reasons and for reasons you don't understand. But it's important to not take it personally because that person's a person too. And maybe they have things you don't know about that's going on. And a little bit of grace for everyone goes a long way.
I know, and I do think it's helpful to understand the donor. The donor is a human being too, and
Yep.
they have their ups and downs in life. They have their own timing. Timing is a huge struggle sometimes when we have a goal to reach, and our organization really needs the support. But donors are going to do it when they're going to make the gift when they're ready, right, Evan?
That's the most important thing to remember always. We are always looking to find the best form of communication that honors a donor's intention and where they are. We need to meet people with where they are. There could be life events, there could be medical events, there could just be exhaustion that happens. A lot of people are feeling fatigue right now. So, really, it's about not taking it as you personally did something wrong, but stepping back and seeing what all the different factors that could be involved in.
That's right. We have one of my favorite concepts, and Catherine and I love talking about this, is the back burner.
Yeah,
Every major gift officer needs a back burner list. And so once they're not in your top people to focus upon, you can move them off of your top list and put them on a back burner list, right, Evan?
absolutely. Donors never need to go away. We just need to make sure that we're honoring how they want to communicate with us, which is if they're feeling overwhelmed or if they're feeling like there are other things going on, just honor that. And keep in mind that
Mm.
all information is valuable information. If they say,
Yes,
I really can't talk right now, my kid's going to college in 9 months, put them on that back burner for 10 months. And then you can come back with that knowledge that you have. That's the best timing. That's really hearing what they're telling you.
that's right. If you're just joining us on LinkedIn Live, I'm here with our star consultant, Kath Evan, and she's out in the field helping wonderful organizations around the country build fundraising programs and launch successful capital campaigns. But today we're talking about what to do when a donor ghosts you, which is a huge pain point in major gift fundraising. So, Evan, you were just talking about respecting the donors, what they're asking for, and about their timing. And so, talk a little bit about listening to the donor and honoring what they're asking of you.
Yeah, it's really about understanding what that relationship is building. You need to really be hearing what people are saying. If they're telling you that they're frustrated and they're having a hard time, you don't need to push them. It is far easier, as we know, a mantra in what we do. It is far easier to keep a donor than to get a donor. And so sometimes, as Gail said, you need to just give them some breathing room, just give them some space. The same thing as relationship advice. And sometimes, if you do that, then they come willingly back in and are ready to re engage when they have the time and enthusiasm that you want them to have.
That's right. Well, Evan, when we were warming up for this broadcast, you were telling me a story about an impact report. Let's hear a real world success story from a donor who's ghosting you. Tell us about that.
Absolutely. This was a major gift donor that we were hoping to get a 6 to 7 figure gift from. And everyone had been involved on the team, and we've been doing all the right things we thought. And then they just went radio silent, and no one could get through, not the CEO, not anyone. And we were really kind of struggling to figure out what we were going to do next. And so we just took a breath, put a pin in it. And after some time had gone by, what we did is we looked up their specific giving history and their lifetime giving, and we created an impact report that was specifically tailored to what they had done. And we were able to show them in a beautiful one-pager format everything that their gifts had done to really push the organization forward, what their impact was, how many people they had really truly affected. And we sent it both on mail and on email and said, we just wanted to let you know we're here for you whenever you want to come back, but we just wanted you to know how much you have meant to us and we're here to support you. 2 weeks later, we got a phone call, ready to come back.
Wow, the impact report personalized to the donor. What a wonderful strategy.
It really helped because it made that donor feel heard and seen in a really specific way, which they'd kind of been feeling a little neglected, we found out in the long run. All information is valuable information, but it really just helped them want to re-engage at the time that was right for them.
That's right. They're going to be on their own timing. But I would a report like that would really get somebody's attention and know that they were deeply appreciated.
Absolutely. And I think you have a story yourself that you wanted to share, right, Gail?
Oh, that's so funny. When I was a frontline fundraiser at Carolina, I was the head fundraiser for the Kingdom Flagler Business School, and we were on a $30 million capital campaign at the time. There was this one prospect that I knew was a perfect fit. I knew you know about these prospects. You know, this is a business owner, active in the community, blah, blah, friends with a lot of people that were already donors, and he would not see me. He would not see me. And I would say, "Oh, I'm gonna be in your town. Can I swing by and say hello?" Zero. And so what did I do? I put him on the back burner list. Thank goodness for that. But we were having a big dinner with a lot of business leaders. This is the business school at Carolina, the Kingdom Flagler Business School. And so I put him on I could control the invitation list for the big so much fun. And so I put him on the invitation list and he came. I was so excited. But then I decided to seat him right next to me so I could have some discovery conversation with him. And he was so funny. He called my bluff. He said, when you come to a dinner and you're seated on the right hand of the person with the title Director of Development, you know you're in trouble.
That's a savvy donor.
And I was so taken aback that I didn't even have any discovery questions that day. I was like, oh my gosh, I blew my cover. It's fun. And see, everybody, fundraising can be fun. Even fundraising challenges can be fun. And when a donor is ghosting you, maybe you can laugh about it with your team later on.
Oh, absolutely. And sometimes the reasons are very minute, but sometimes they are a little bit more because of things that you may have done as part of your moves management strategy. So it might be a good time to take a look and see, for example, if donor ghosts, what kind of communication they'd had from you in the last year. Were
Great.
you talking to them every month? Were you sending them way too many communications? Did they get stuck on a stewardship email list that kind of overwhelmed them? It gives you a little bit of information on how to tailor other people's cultivation strategies and say, hey, this is a little too much or a little too little. Let's change it up. It's kind of like A/B testing an email. Just take all that information that you're learning and apply it to other donors. And that way you're always learning best practices.
And we one of our basic rules for major gift fundraising is honor the donor's preference and honor the donor's timing. And so the communication preference is really key. It's one of your discovery questions, right? That you probably keep asking, is this a good time? Would you like to wait? Would you is there some other way you would like to communicate? Because look, I'm a boomer. I don't like the texts. I mean, I do a lot of texting, but I only want to text with my friends and family. Dadgummit. And so I have a boomer's preferences, email and text, and do not phone call me.
Yeah.
You,
Yep.
Evan, what are your preferences? What are your preferences?
I'm a millennial, so if you call me, I will never pick up the phone. If you text me, I will definitely respond. And if you email me, of course, I'm in the world of now consulting, signed up for every email that you've ever seen in your life. So those kind of inundate me. But a text message actually feels much more personal, will make me pay attention. But
Uh-huh.
so think about your entire donor pool. That is so many different people and how many ways they like to communicate. And if you can figure that out early on, it
Yes.
allows you to kind of make sure that you're honoring what they want to do. And that will keep them around longer. And then if they do ghost, you still have a way to maybe ask them about what's going on.
That's right. I love that. I love that. You can try lots of different strategies. And by the way, everybody,
Yes.
I do have another strategy for donors who are ghosting you. And I have a theory. I have lots of theories, right? And I've been raising money in North Carolina for decades. And a lot of these people know each other. So I ask around about the donor, and maybe there's information flowing through the informal networks that is very helpful. I do believe that the best prospect research is almost word of mouth sometimes, asking people who know the donor. What do you think about that idea, Evan?
I think it's absolutely critical to the work we do in capital campaigns. When we have a top prospect list, the best thing we can do, we have something we call a web of influence exercise. So we can see who all the donors know and how everyone is interconnected. And a
Mhm.
lot of the times we find out information that absolutely informs our cultivation and solicitation strategies. For an
Mhm.
example, just was on with someone last week who we found out that someone was going under knee surgery. So, of course, now this is an opportunity for two things. One, we know that now is not the right time to ask for anything, but it's a wonderful cultivation opportunity to just say, hey, we were thinking about you. We heard this. We wanted to let you know that we're here to support you. And that will be wonderful. And so it actually build into an even better strategy for that person based off the information that we knew because we talked to the people who are in their own inner circle. And that can kind of help you avoid that ghosting situation.
So everybody, you're getting a lot of tips for successful fundraising right now. And Evan sent me 5 tips before our LinkedIn Live. And so talk to me about trying to understand internally how you might have gotten to the point of alienating the donor. Talk
Yeah,
about
sometimes, yeah, no, so this is a core thing that we talk about a lot. Are your conversations and communications transactional? or are they transformational? Are you only talking with them when you need something? Hey, the annual report's coming out. Here it is. Oh, hey, we need to ask for the annual fund. Oh, hey, this is what's going on. Can you support the sponsorship for the gala? That's transactional fundraising. And that
Mhm.
will cause donors to ghost because they don't feel as involved personally in the mission and the values of your organization. So, what we want to do is get you to transformational fundraising. That's much harder for someone to ghost you when they're involved in transforming the history of your organization. That is when they feel part of its successes, sometimes part of its failures, and that's okay. But when they feel connected, you see a lot less of the ghosts running away.
No more ghosting, right? Yeah. I think it's so interesting that we may have alienated the donor. Perhaps by your mega donor that you were telling me that story about when you created the impact report, the donor was feeling a little alienated. Is that the word you used?
That's what we really kind of found out is they were getting so many communications as part of what we thought was a good stewardship strategy that were just kind of impersonal. We thought we were giving them lots of updates and how exciting this was, but they just were kind of feeling lost in our general comms. And so sometimes it just is about that 5 minutes of personalization that really makes a big difference and pays off dividends. 5 minutes of your time to personalize something for a donor who could give a 4 to 5 to 6 to 7 figure gift,
Right.
that's good math.
We like that ratio, right?
Yeah.
So I'm looking at your recommendations on ghosting donors, and you also you've just discussed the idea of transactional versus transformational, and you've also discussed the idea of listening to the donor and honoring what they're asking of you. Can you expand on that a little bit, Evan?
Yeah, I find that with really good donors that you have a good connection with, they will tell you if major things are coming up in their lives.
Mhm.
Sometimes it's a little bit listening for context clues and digging in right where you're supposed to. But if they're saying, oh, I'm so stressed, we're looking at all these colleges for Jeff for next year. Now
Mhm.
you know that next year Jeff is going to college and no one wants to talk to you in September for a major gift.
And I think that we fail to ask donors timing questions
Yep,
all the time. And we're proceeding with our theory or we're making up stories about what the donor is going to be willing to do and when they're willing to do it. But one of the key discovery questions that we teach, and you have to have these conversations with donors over and over, is about their timing.
absolutely. You really, and that's not a hard question because it's a very honest one. When
Yeah.
would be the best time to have these conversations with you? People will start thinking. It's also a really great way for them to start thinking about major gifts. Because
Yes.
now they're thinking timing wise, do I want to talk to my lawyer? Do I want to talk to my accountant? Do I want to talk to my family? And it
Mhm.
gives you a little bit more time for them to bring in all the people for them to maximize their giving. So
Mhm.
asking what time works for them benefits everybody.
Absolutely. And it's such an easy question to
Yeah.
ask. And I like it because it's donor centered in the way that I'm the fundraising representative. I want to know what you need. It's all about the donor. It's not about us. It's not about our timetable. It's about asking the donor what is their timetable. So it's a gracious, we're in the South. We like to be gracious, and major donors appreciate that. Wouldn't you say?
Absolutely. I think the timing timetable is so critical. And sometimes you're going to get that pressure from your CDO, your CEO, your vice president. But really, if you honor what the donor's timing and intentions are, you'll get the gift. It just is about when they're ready to do it. If you don't honor them, you're never going to get it
That's
because
right.
you're
And
not listening. So you've got to plan those things out, which is why fundraising is an art and a science. You map out your strategies for the year and your cultivation touch points, and then you get new information, and then you adapt. And
that's
then you
exactly.
have to adjust expectations so that everyone understands this is the best way to engage people in the right way.
Yeah, and that speaks to educating your internal constituency.
Yep.
But first, I want to do a brief message from our sponsor, everybody. We are having these LinkedIn Lives all of August because we are so excited to announce a brand new training and coaching program. We're calling it the Major Gifts Officer Training Boot Camp, shortened a Major Gift Boot Camp, and it's designed for the individual fundraiser, not a team. Our Major Gifts Intensive we run in the winter and spring is for a team. This one's for the individual person. People have been asking and asking and asking if we can please create a program just for a regular person who's a major gift officer or wants to improve their ability to find the right prospects, bring them
Mhm.
along, open the gift conversation, and close mega gifts. And Evan, you're going to be participating, aren't you?
Absolutely. I will be on a lot of these calls. And I will also say fundraising can be a little bit isolating. Sometimes you're the only major gift officer on your team. And this will also help you network with people who are in the same place you are, which is we're all just trying to get a little bit better at what we do and learn what we can so that we have the best possible experiences for us and for the donor. And that's what really this boot camp is about, is just really kind of making it a little bit easier so you have a little bit more fun.
Oh, add a little bit more fun. And it's in short supply sometimes in
Yeah.
fundraising offices, especially if you are in an organization that's been suddenly had your funding yanked. And I know a lot of people are struggling with unforeseen difficulties in their business model and in their funding model. And so again, this is one reason why I think the major gift approach I can't say it's going to replace all of your lost funding, but it can certainly help tide you over. And you have got major gift prospects. We talked about this last week on LinkedIn Live. You have got plenty of prospects in your donor files, don't you, Evan?
Absolutely. And it's really important right now to not panic. Everyone's feeling a little fatigue and a little bit of uncertainty. Do not push your donors too hard.
Mhm.
Again, we need to meet them at the right time. If you push a little too hard, I promise you my inbox is full from every nonprofit org I've ever heard of. Give them a little bit of breathing room. Everyone will kind of get there, but understand that we're all kind of facing that right now. And find your people, shore it up, and we're going to figure it out together.
That's right. And one of our rules for fundraising is keep your donors close. And if you're keeping your donors close, and they decide to back off, there's usually a reason that they're ghosting you or backing off. Isn't that right?
Absolutely. And you just really need to be cognizant of all of these different factors that are coming into play. And if they're backing off, give them the breathing room, give them the space, and talk to them if you have the availability about what your sustainability and longevity programs are, program problem solving is for your organization.
That's
Donors want to invest where they feel like they're a part of things. So keep them close. You will get a lot less ghosting.
That's right. That's right. And so we have gone on for some time today. We want to thank everybody for joining us on LinkedIn Live. This is so much fun for us. Please enter your questions and comments, and we will respond in the chat box. And look
And
up,
on LinkedIn, we'll get back to everyone who leaves a comment. So just let us know.
that's right. And check out the Major Gift Officer Boot Camp. Starts September the 11th, and it'll go through December 4th. And every week you have a training session with one of our brilliant consultants, or you will have a group coaching call. It should be great fun.
We're
Evan,
excited to have you there. It's going to be a good time and everyone's going to feel a little bit more empowered to do more of their jobs.
absolutely. And we want everybody to close bigger gifts because if you have a big fundraising deadline at the end of this calendar year, this can help you. It will help you strategize and close major gifts big time. Right, Evan?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank you all